Welcome back to another Iron Faith coaching call. Here to answer any of you guys' questions. Super excited to be helping you guys accomplish your wrestling goals, whether you're a coach, whether you're a wrestler, jiu-jitsu athlete. Feel free to leave your comments or your questions right in the chat, and I'll go ahead and answer your questions. We'll start off with some of the questions in my free online academy, and then as people have questions, again, feel free to drop it in the chat. So we have Peter who says, I have a student who's great in class but afraid to go on the offense in competition because of losing. I have some ideas, but interested to hear your guys' thoughts. So if I have a wrestler who is afraid to be offensive when it comes to competition, what I recommend them doing, or as a coach, what I'll do is force them to be offensive when they're wrestling somebody they can beat. So your wrestler is going to go on to matches, unless he's the worst wrestler in the world, he's going to have some people that he's better than. And when he has a competitor that he or she can take down easily, I don't have them pin the person quickly. I want them to go out there and build some confidence in the match. So again, my wrestler, he's afraid to be offensive in a match. He steps on the line. I noticed that he took his partner down or his opponent down very easily. Instead of telling him to pin his opponent, I'm going to tell him to get 4 or 5 takedowns to start building some confidence in live competition scenarios. So if you guys are afraid to be offensive in competition, that's one thing you can do to help overcome that. Whenever you guys get an easy takedown in a match, cut the person, get a bunch of takedowns, build some confidence in your matches so that when you go and wrestle somebody, at your level or better, you're used to being very offensive and attacking. Second thing I would spend a lot of time on is shot recovery, just so that I'm comfortable underneath a sprawl and knowing how to recover if I take a bad shot. Okay? That's my recommendations if you guys are afraid to be offensive in matches. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'm here to answer anything you guys have for the next half an hour or so. I'm going to go through more questions inside the free academy. And if you're not part of the free academy, make sure you guys, join it. I'll drop I'll drop the link to the academy right there. You guys can hop on over. We answer questions in there. We have over 50 free instructional videos for you guys. I'll actually share my screen real quick so you guys can see. Let me see. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. All right. So this is what the academy looks like for you guys. Yeah, you should be able to see it. All right. Yeah, this is what the academy looks like for you guys. If you click that link, you could hop in 100% for free. We've got a community section. This is where you post any of your questions. This is the questions I was actually answering earlier. Peter's question right here. In the classroom section, you guys can get any, pretty much any instructional you want. Say you like double legs, go to neutral offense, go to double legs, watch that, single legs, single leg finishes. There's a whole list of instructional videos in a nice organized place. That's neutral offense, neutral defense, top, bottom. I do have some premium videos, all these things that are locked. These would all be locked for you, the ones with the vault. But if you want that, you can always upgrade, but it's free. All the other stuff. And then, yeah, so, I get your questions answered and post your matches. That's what my free online academy looks like. It's a nice mobile version as well. If you guys download the school app, but I'll stop sharing that. All right. Natural athlete tried watching live stream of practice about a week ago, but it was pretty grainy quality. Yeah, no, I totally agree. So I was trying to live stream the YouTube, like that part of my wrestling gym must have really bad Wi-Fi because the live streaming of practices was not looking good at all. Yeah, I deleted it after. I could just record it and post it. I've done that in the past. I'm just trying to make sure I put out content that's valuable to you guys. I just posted a video called the top 5 wrestling throws, and I'm trying that style out where I explain the technique and then I show a bunch of people hitting it live in matches. I don't know if you guys like it. I mean, the video's doing decent right now, but I want to see what you guys actually enjoy, what's actually going to help you get better. And normally the easiest thing is whatever people are watching is what people enjoy, right? So if you guys check out that last video and throw in the comments if you like that style of video versus my old way of doing instructionals, where I would just go through it I'll just talk through a subject and show it for like 30 minutes. This one, I'm breaking it up with actual technique hit in matches. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to find that balance. Like I know like as far as the videos I've done, my best videos are the long form instructional videos. Those are the ones that people enjoy the most. I think it's because there's nothing really out there like that. I've tested some other stuff, some little fun, vlog style stuff. This is the one I posted last is the one I'm testing where I'm putting more live examples in there. And if you guys like that, I'll do more. That's kind of I could have an endless amount of topics to do on that type of stuff. I'm glad you liked it, Ricky, though. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comments. I'm here to answer them for the next 20 or so minutes. And if you guys haven't joined my Iron Faith Video Vault, I know Ricky's a part of it. It's the actual product I created to really help people excel their wrestling. So I have 2 things with it. One, I wanted to make sure whoever has access to this has access to any technique they possibly could think of. So you don't have to buy additional instructional videos. You don't have to go to a different location to find out a single leg and a different location to find out how to sprawl. All the techniques that are good, all in one location. And then the second thing I included is, well, how do we use all these technique videos to actually build out a wrestling system for our wrestlers or for ourselves? So you combine those 2 things together. That's what the Iron Faith Video Vault is. And I continue to upload new instructionals in there monthly. We have some guest clinicians coming in too. So Stefan Michik is going to come in June, and Rael Woods. They're going to come down and they're going to record instructional videos for you guys. And I could add some. We did one with Josiah Fry. He's not as well known, but he was a 3-time Division III national champ and really, really good with the Russian Thai series. We posted some shorts about that. All right. Any tips for a self-taught wrestler? Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I was saying is what would be my tip. Go and study instructional videos, but have them be part of what you actually are trying to improve in. Don't just watch random stuff. If you like the double leg, go study that. If you couldn't finish a single leg in practice, go study that. Be purposeful with your studying, with your focus. Inside the Iron Faith Video Vault, it has I'll actually show you guys real quick one more time. So 1 second. Yeah. So inside the Iron Faith Video Vault, which are these courses here, this one, anything that has this vault, we have the Build Your Own Wrestling System course. And this is a 15-day course that walks you through how to build out your system, right? Learn the fundamentals, favorite tie-ups. These are all little, short kind of videos. And then, here is all the premium instructional videos we have on, any topic you can think of. A wrestling drills course, coaching secrets course, mindset course. So what I would recommend you do is build out that personal wrestling system. You could obviously subscribe to the Iron Faith Video Vault, but if not, just start writing out, as simple as you can make it, your favorite techniques, the things you need to work on, and just be focused in your studying. All right. Sorry about the screen being black. All right. Mikhail Watson, any idea how to structure a practice for novice beginners 4 to 6? That's fun and teaches. Yeah, I mean, I don't really do 4 to 6. I do 6 and older for my classes, but I would make it short. I would make a 40 if it was a 4-year-old, I would make the class like 45 minutes, hour, 45 minutes. Um, and you want to mix like very simple fundamental drills with some games and with some live wrestling. I would do a lot of live for little kids actually, because it's easy for that. It helps them actually understand what wrestling is, and they actually enjoy that. They like the live wrestling. So the way I would structure it would be, I would set up some of these. You could do some, start up with stance and motion, sprawls, shots, down blocks, just kind of getting a move in there. Then I would do scarecrow drill. I'll do some basic drills, doubles, singles, high crotches. The takedown that's the easiest for little kids is doubles. So if I had a 4-year-old, I might not even do like this high crotches in the singles. I might just focus on kind of doubles. But keeping the technique very, very simple. I wouldn't even show a lot of new technique. Like just have them rep the same stuff again and again and again. Doubles, singles, high crotches, down blocks, sprawls, cradles, half Nelson, tripod stand up, and then play some games. Snake in the Grass is a great game. I have a video on games. You can post that in the chat. Just figure out whatever works best for you, but I'll post my games video. I made like a top 10 games. Let me see. All right. Little game video, a video I made on different games. Play some games and then wrestle like 15 minutes alive where you just have your partners switch. Do you break down videos when with your wrestlers from their own matches? Yeah, I do that. So we do have, we have like the free academy, which I'll pin it right at the top, right? Or it's already pinned at the top of the chat. I have the Iron Faith Video Vault, which is $29 a month, which gives you access to all the premium instructional videos and courses. And then I have a premium academy. This is like pretty expensive, but it's for my in-person and select. There's probably like 30 or so people from across the world that are in it. But that's where we go into actually reviewing people's matches. So we review people's matches, and point them to the right techniques they need to focus on. All right. The wrestler, hey, I'm 186 lean. I feel strong and more explosive than ever. Wrestled 175, used to cut 8 pounds. Should I go 190 for Fargo? I don't know if you're the same. I had the same question last week. I don't know if you're the same person, but I'm 186 lean. I feel strong and more explosive than ever. Wrestled 175. 186. I mean, I would make the cut for sure. I would cut for Fargo, but that's on you. And you don't have to. I'm guessing you don't have to weigh 175. Both weigh-ins, right? You'll get a weight allowance. 10 pounds, yeah. For a big national event, I'm gonna cut 10 pounds. For like regular season, I'm only gonna cut a few pounds, 2, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, maybe, especially in high school. Let me know if that makes sense, the wrestler. Yeah, I think that's fine. Having a duck under as a takedown, as a go-to takedown is fine. Duck unders are fine. They're tough. It might be tough for a first, but for a go-to takedown. But I think it's a great takedown. They all work. Yeah, and so this is the next question. Can you explain the snap down timing? So you push into your opponent. When they push back, that's kind of when you're snapping, when you feel them pushing back into you. But the second thing I'm looking for is if their feet square up too. So say we're both pushing into each other and I feel him pushing into me. I have a good type to snap from. I'm going to look at his feet and see if his forward leg is underneath of him. If his forward leg's underneath of him, I know if I snap, it's not going to be very powerful because they're going to catch their body weight on their forward foot. So what I'll do is I'll fake or get them to step that forward leg back and then do my snap. That way, they're really leaning onto me, and their legs won't be able to catch them from when I go to snap. Let me know if that makes sense, or I need to explain it a little more. Um, how much live should you do in practice? You can kind of mix it up, but I mean, I mix it up, but we do about a half an hour live, hour and a half as our practice length. Um, all right, Carr Messenbrink on Monday. I don't know. David Carr came down here, so I can't pick either one. I don't want anybody knowing, but yeah, I mean, Carr should win. He's been training freestyle, solely for the past year. Hey, you never know, natural. You never know who might go to. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll say Carr. I'll say Carr. What was the hardest thing to learn in wrestling for you? All right. My hardest thing to learn was I think the one thing I didn't do well and I had trouble like making corrections in was no, I only moved forwards. I wasn't good at moving in different directions. So what happened in matches is I would pressure so hard forwards that people would be able to use that to attack me. I think if you're constantly pressuring forwards, you become predictable. And yeah, you're good at driving people out of bounds and you have a lot of forward pressure. But yeah, you have to have the ability to almost back up or circle left and circle right. But I was too heavy forward pressure. All right. Good explanation. But what if my opponent reacts to the feint? No, he should react to your feint. So like when you fake, he should step his leg back, and then you should be able to snap. For the snap down stuff, if you build up pressure, if he has his lead leg forward, you can fake towards that. He steps back, and you can snap his hands to the mat. And then can you do a video on how to snap and cut the corner on a single? I mean, possibly. There's a lot of videos out there on that. I have a whole video on snap downs though. And but yeah, like I know you guys probably all you guys are in the academy. But if you guys like, I'm talking about anything, you go and just search anything in my academy, snap down. And then, there's a video on snap down. This is a whole video on the snap down, right? 38 minutes long. You search snap down again, or I would go back, but then it shows you anywhere in the other videos I went over snap downs. So in counter attacks when I went over snap downs, in the overtime series where I went over snap downs, double leg where I went over snap downs. So, I mean, I don't know if some of you guys, again, if you're not in the online academy, make sure you guys hop in that because it has everything, everything organized really easy for you guys. Okay, another question? What made you start wrestling? Was it hard for you for going for a few months? I started wrestling because my brothers did, and I was naturally good at it. So I think everybody has a different story with their wrestling. My story was I started wrestling in 5th grade, and I was an athletic kid, so I did pretty decent. Essentially, if you're athletic, you start like at least elementary, you'll do pretty decent. But I plateaued. Like I still plateaued at a certain point, and I couldn't make it to the next level. And the way I was able to jump levels was really just getting my technique down. But I think different people have different things that are holding them back. Like I have some kids, that's one thing I'm learning as a coach. I have some kids who they actually have the technique down really well, but they're super unathletic, they're super weak. And if they don't get stronger, they'll never be able to, accomplish their goals. For me, I was decently strong, I was decently athletic. And it was really the technical side that I didn't have the right information. And that was what inspired me to put all this content out for free for you guys. I want you guys to have the right information. So, the past, whatever, 20 years, or not 20 years, like 18 years of wrestling I've done and coaching, all the information, being coached by Olympic champs, all Americans. I'm putting all that in there. That's what I put that all out there for you guys so that if you don't have, a national champ coach or you didn't have the right information when you were younger, it's right there for you and you can learn it. I may at what is asking if I plan on adding more videos on different wrestling styles like freestyle or Greco-Roman. I want to do a Greco-Roman one. I'm waiting for one of my friends to heal. He was on, I think, like the U23 world team for Greco, and I'm going to have him come down and do a Greco video for us. And maybe I can have Stefan Michik add some freestyle stuff in the video he's doing. But we'll see. And then the wrestler mainly cutting the corners and single because when I snap and chase the single, I can't reach. I think I have a snap down single. So like, let me see. Let me see if I have that. I think I have it in the video. I mean, the problem is like I got to timestamp that snap down video a little better. But you should be able to find something through here. Check out this video for the snap down one. Just like search through it a little bit. Should have something in there. In your personal experience, what are the mistakes wrestlers mainly do when they are sparring? I think the biggest problem is if you're saying sparring, meaning wrestling live, I think the biggest problem when people are wrestling live is they aren't offensive enough, so they can't learn fast enough. So I would not be super focused on being perfect when I was wrestling live. I would be very competitive and be very offensive, and it would help me learn faster. So I think the biggest mistake is just standing there and looking at your opponent and not actually attacking and trying to get to their legs and trying to score. That's a good question, Derek, because I actually want to make a video on that because that's something that I think is super, super important. And it's something that my guys are not doing a good job of. So I've been putting a lot of emphasis on that the past couple of weeks. I would do it as soon as possible. I think so. I'm going to teach it right away, like as part of the, beginner wrestling thing, because what do you teach your kids to do? You teach them how the first thing to defend a shot is sprawl, right? Everyone teaches their kids how they need to sprawl to defend a shot. But when you sprawl, your head comes up and people can get underneath your head defense and get to your legs. So what should people do to defend a shot? You should be using your head hands. So kids don't learn head hands until, like middle school or later on. And they have such a bad habit. So when anybody lowers their level, they sprawl and they stick their head up and they push their hips down. And they sprawl quickly, but the person still gets to their legs. So the drill that some drills you can do is, just down block drills where your partner fakes that one leg down block, fakes the other leg down block. You can put you can play toe tap game where if you touch the person's toes, they have to do push-ups, right? Just teaching them to not let anybody touch their legs in the first place. Not sprawl, but not let them touch your legs. If I shot in on a high crotch, Seth Gross made a comment about this. I'm wrestling normally from a post, so my right hand is really up high into the crotch and my left hand is posting, and I work on getting my hips underneath me. So if my back's bent over, my head's down, my head comes up and I crawl my knees underneath me and look for my finish. And then, yeah, like I got some free videos on shot recovery. I got some videos in the Iron Faith Video Vault on shot recovery. So there's ton of stuff out there. Again, like I know I'm kind of maybe overdoing this a little bit, but if I go here, you go to the online academy that I have, you just you just type in shot recovery. You look at the part 1, this one's free. And then you just watch this video. It has stuff on the high crotch. You can search shot recovery again. I have like part 2. That's part of the, you know, it's part of the Iron Faith Video Vault. So it's like $29 a month. If you wanted to, you could, you know, subscribe, check it out, cancel if you don't like it. But yeah, the biggest thing, just me talking about it, would be you shoot on your high crotch, your partner sprawls, you're posting and you're crawling your knees in and getting your head up and you're getting your hips underneath you. And then you're looking for 3 different finishes, either crackdown, Iranian, or you're cutting the corner and looking to go double. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. I mean, if you go and watch the Gable Stevenson's finals where he lost, that's kind of the shot recovery that most people recommend. Kind of knee sliding in, getting your hips underneath you, and then scoring. I think this is the way I'm doing. I mean, I haven't like coached long enough to see like a 6-year-old all the way until they're 18. Going on my 5th year right now of coaching. But the way I'm doing it and the way I'm not doing it just for myself, but my coach, my college coach, his uncle runs a very, very successful club in California. And he told me how they kind of run things. And they very much only focus on good stance, getting the high crotch, the double, the single down, your positioning down. Not necessarily, you can obviously show some fun moves, but just getting those techniques down so well and their position and their fundamentals down and not like going and, worrying about other stuff. And as the kid gets better, you're just focusing on more details. So if they shoot a double, their first year, they're learning the double. The second year, they're learning a double, but they're learning how to get their head up better and how to cut the corner better. So you're always trying to improve your wrestler. I don't care if they're a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old. You can continue to improve their technique, and that should be the focus, not showing them as many moves as possible. All right. Part of the requirements for silver level certification for USAW involves a lot of things you kind of already do, but it gets you involved with cohort of other coaches. If you had interest in coaching youth level world teams, you could help a lot of other coaches in the process too. Yeah, I don't know if I have any. So like our plan with Iron Faith. So right now we have 2 locations. I run one and my brother runs the other. My plan with Iron Faith is to do a 3rd location and have it similar to the way, Perler, I think, has it, where I purchase a huge piece of land and put like those big long metal barns, like 2 of them, have one with like 5 mats, then another one with like showers and bunk rooms. So I'm really not trying to focus on, going and coaching, necessarily with world teams or moving to a college level or anything like that, or going to coach a prep high school team. I'm just trying to build this business, help as many people as I possibly can, obviously grow the online academy as well, and, serve as many people as possible through the online academy, through my in-person training. So yeah, that's kind of our plan. All right. I suppose not all wrestlers can go on offense for a long time. I mean, the sport itself is extremely tiring, so they're forced to be on defense, but through exhaustion, they lose focus. Yeah. That's why in the live portion, I focus, be overly offensive. more than you would in practice, more than you would in matches. In practice, attack, 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 get better cardio through that, fix all your mistakes through that, and you'll just improve much, much quicker. How early in my wrestling career should I start to develop a wrestling system? You can always play with the idea, but you got to learn the fundamentals first. And I'll just post my fundamentals video in here. You got to know these techniques first. After you know this stuff, you can start, building out a system. Give me a second. Should have it. So this is my fundamentals video. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have those fundamentals down, then you can start building your system. Is running or sprinting worth for wrestling, or just live wrestling should be enough? I think live wrestling is enough, but if you're going to do sprinting or extra cardio, I think at the end of a hard practice is perfect. Like you finish your practice up, go do 10 sprints, go do buddy carries, go finish off with something like that. Love what you're doing for Rhode Island. I wrestled in RA from about 2004 to 2012. Saw you and your brother, really dope what you guys are doing. Got the sport we all love. My niece Janila is now wrestling. Yeah, Janila's crushing it. Janila's going to be a really, really good wrestler. She already is. And I appreciate that. Last question. How important do you think watching wrestling is for kids' development? One thing that I'm going to do, like I have a 3-year-old and 2-year-old, so they're still pretty young. But I think if you want wrestling to be important for your family, for your kids, and you want them to enjoy the sport, you want to make it exciting to watch. And what I mean by that is kids love football a lot of times because you're having a Super Bowl party. Everyone has a Super Bowl party. Everyone, goes and celebrates this event, even if they never played football in their life. A lot of them do. So, make the Division I national championships a big event. Maybe plan out one year you go down and watch it. You go make the trip for one of your vacations one year. If you make it, I think that will make them fall in love with the sport. Like partially. Obviously, they have to enjoy it itself, but if they're like, oh, we're having a little pizza party and watching the national finals and staying up late to watch this dual meet, Iowa versus Penn State, I think that's a great way to help kids enjoy the sport. And you're really trying to help a kid fall in love with the sport, not trying to force them to do a bunch of extra homework. When they fall in love with it, their self-motivation is going to bring them as far as they want to go. All right, you guys, that's all I got for today. Like I said, make sure you join the free online academy. I'll post the Iron Faith Video Vault in there as well if you guys aren't a part of that and you want to get access to the Iron Faith Video Vault. That's the link to the Iron Faith Video Vault, and I'll throw in I don't even know. I feel like I have a discount code or something for you guys if you want it. Depends on if you want to sign up or not. But let me see what I got. I think I have something in here. One second. Yeah, IFW 50. That's something. IFW 50. That gives you guys 50% off your first month. If you guys want to check out the Iron Faith Video Vault, see what it's all about, $14.50. You're going to get 40 instructional or 35 instructional videos, build your own wrestling system course, coaching course, mindset course, and a ton of other videos. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live call, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.